Hello everyone, how's it going? It is me, Jack here, and welcome to episode number 7 of the Football Manager 2024 save with Bolton Wanderers. We are hitting the penultimate episode of the main season, and we've only got 7 games to go before season 1 concludes. And we currently sit in P7, 4 points away from Stockport County. 7 points behind Huddersfield Town. However, we do have a game in hand on them and Wrexham, who sit on the same points as Huddersfield Town. So there is still a lot of football to play for. So since the last episode where we were able to keep our job against Wrexham thanks to a 95th minute winner by Joel Randall, we continued on playing 4 games off camera, 2 wins, a draw and a loss. And we started the continuation of the games with Rotherham United, who we beat by 4-2. 2 from Delano Bergzorg before Johnson Clark-Harris made it 2-1. We made it 3-1 through Victor Adabiejo. And then Johnson Clark-Harris, after the break, made it 3-2. But we were able to consolidate the 4-2 victory as Louis Sibley was sent off, and we won a penalty in the 80th minute that Victor Adabiejo put through the back of the net. So we won that game by 4-2. Before that, we did play a friendly to try and keep morale high, beating Corwin by 13-0. And after that was a bit of a disappointing 2-2 draw. And it's been the story of our season, whereby we've been ahead and we end up chucking it away. And this was the case against Bristol Rovers, a game in which we had large majority of the stats in our favour. We were 2-0 up thanks to goals by Luke Matheson and Aaron Collins. However, a double by Luke Thomas in the second half made that game finish 2-2, and it was disappointing because Bristol Rovers, as you can see by the league table, are in the relegation zone. Yes, they're wanting to survive, but to have chucked away 3 points like that was so disappointing. 2-0 defeat against Birmingham City. I knew going into this game we weren't really going to get anything. And it was 2 second-half goals from Brighton May that got them the 2-0 victory. And we beat Stevenage just now by 3-2. Victor Adabiejo and Aaron Collins turned around the 1-goal lead from Stevenage through Louis Thompson. Delano Bergzorg, scored in the 48th minute after the first half break to make it 3-1. Brandon Hanlon made it a little bit squeaky bum time for us towards the back end of the game, but we won the game 3-2 as we head into Mansfield today. So Leyton Orient look like they're promoted. Birmingham City and Wickham, and maybe you could say Wrexham and Huddersfield Town are fighting for that second spot, but if Birmingham win their game in hand, I think that's pretty much crucial for them being in the promotion places. We are fighting the playoff sides to try and get in. Can we sneak in? It's going to be really, really interesting to see. And it has been such an up and down picture where we've never fallen as far further down the 9th since the opening day of the season, but we have just been in and out of the playoffs so continuously. But I think there's plenty of twists and turns to come as we play Mansfield Town in this episode. One thing I wanted to mention was Owen Tull, because since I remember that Wrexham game, I think I said he is the worst defender I've had on FM in terms of his attributes. You look at him and you think he's an absolutely amazing centre-back with some of his stats. However, in terms of playing, he's been bad. However, since then, he's been absolutely fantastic at centre-back. Just thought I wanted to throw that one out there to you. Luke Matheson is injured. Well, he's not injured, but he's returning to full fitness in 3 days, so we'll drop him for Dacres Cogley. And we'll go on to today's game with this team. Luke Southwood will go in goal for us. Again, been keeping an eye on his last 5 games because he's just dipped slightly. In fact, do you know what? I am going to throw Baxter in there. He's wanted by some championship sides. So let's throw him back in. Baxter in goal then. Dacres Cogley and Osei Tutu at the wing-back positions with Forrester and Owen Tull in defence. Matete is going to continue at ball-winning midfielder because we've had a couple of injuries at the minute. Josh Sheehan's out for a few weeks, which was very disheartening as he's been such a pivotal player in that midfield for us. So Matete at CDM with Thomason and Benassi in midfield. Aaron Collins on the right, Delano Bergzorg on the left, and Victor Adabiejo up top. On the bench, Luke Matheson, Alex Murphy, Chris Farino, Dempsey, Randall, Mendes Gomez and John McAtee. Dempsey, I think, has just come back. No, he hasn't come back from an injury. However, played those 2 games and we've been using Thomason as a central midfielder. He's gone from being a ball-winning midfielder now to being our furthest attacking player. And looks all right, actually. It's been Benassi who's been injured for the last few games, so he's going to slot back in there. But let's see how it goes. Thomason has been really good, as I say, and it's very strange because he's a defensive midfielder, yet can also play further forward. So hopefully he can continue to play well in that position and try and change the outlook of this game. We know that between now and the end of the season, 7 games, that points gap is only going to tighten and get smaller if we're able to put up a fight in games like this. We can't continue to throw away any more points. If we want it badly enough, we have to win games of football, and it starts here against Mansfield. Come on, Bolton. Let's try and get 3 precious points. Mansfield, I think, are fighting, though, to survive. Of course, we remember playing them on the opening day of the season. We drew by 2-2. Hopefully today we can turn the tide around and we can finish them off as we didn't do in the first game of the season. Bacchus has the ball at his feet, tries to find a through ball there, Blake Tracy, but loses possession of it, and we're going to try and control the play now with Owen Tull. Benassi beats his man, however the touch is too heavy as Deji Oshalaja has it now. Finds Bacchus. Bacchus is further forward and it looked like it was getting closed down, but he beats the defender so easily. Cut it into Caelan Vickers. And Mansfield take a shock 1-0 lead at our dispense. Oh, that is... I don't know who this defender is here, number 18, Owen Tull. He just gets absolutely mugged off. It's a good bit of running from Bacchus. And Mansfield, only 4 minutes in, take the lead in this one. None of our rivals are playing a match. Wigan are, actually. We haven't really looked behind us, so there are some teams trying to chase in. And, you know, if you were to go on a run, what a goal. If you were to go on a run between now and the end of the season, as in winning every game, you probably would get into the playoffs, because I think, if I remember rightly, 6th and 5th, Stockport and Huddersfield have to play each other, so there's going to be someone that will drop points there, which if we can capitalise on that, then we would be able to get into the playoffs. So we've got Wigan behind us, who are 3 points behind, but are playing today. As I was going to show you the rest of the table, but unfortunately we can't. Bergzor gets the ball. Can we just go back to that goal? What a finish that was from Marco Benassi, by the way. He absolutely let fly as he equalises the game up for us. It's a shame he's not been consistently on the pitch. He's had a few slight niggles that have meant that he's missed a bit of football since coming in January, but he's been a really, really good midfielder for us in this side. Dakwas Cogley puts a ball into Bergzorg. The ball is saved by the goalkeeper and headed away by Jack Hanna. Bacchus to Vickers. Vickers cutting inside, finds Oshalaja. There's so much space on this right-hand side. Jordi Asay-Tutu is caught out of position. The ball goes into Jordan Rhodes. However, sails just wide of the target. Stevenage have a game in hand, which if they win, they would get up to a point behind us. So there's a few teams sniffing the opportunity to nab 6th, as Jay Matete is the laziest man on the pitch there, as he just waits for the ball to come to him rather than running at it. And luckily, we're able to get the ball back. Oh, I thought he was going to lose it again there. Forrester. Back to Jay Matete. Finds Adabiejo. A soft pass to Dakwas Cogley. Means he's able now to run forward with it. Delano Bergzorg's there waiting for the header. It hits the post. And Delano Bergzorg nearly got us the goal to put us 2-1 in front. He has been a refreshing signing, actually, and it has been different using the 2 inside forwards on the wings. However, I felt like it has made a big impact, and Bergzorg has made a big impact since coming in. Don't know why the arrow's pointing red there, as he has been good for the large part of this second half of the season. As we come towards the first half stoppage, and the stats look pretty in our favour, apart from the XG. We've had so much of the ball, so let's tell them we can still win this game. Keep working hard, our time will come. We just got to stay calm, stay focused, and hopefully that decisive goal will come in the second half. Mansfield, as I say, need something from this game as a point for them. will not be the best in their hopes to stay up. Benassi puts the ball into the area. Adebayo knocks it to Collins. Collins has all the time in the world. And Aaron Collins, 24 goals for that man this season, has been a fantastic player for us for the large parts of the season. And if we have any chance of getting into the playoffs, we are hoping that man stays not affected by injuries, because he thumps in a great ball 10 minutes after the first half. And that is a brilliant, brilliant goal. It means Mansfield will stay in 21st place, 2 points outside of the relegation, outside of the drop zone. McLaughlin finds Lewis, don't bring him down, but he's into the box. Baxter, big save. And it's saves like that, Baxter, which means you stay in that position as his rating jumps to 6.9 for the moment. 65 minutes played. George Thomason isn't having the desired effect of that centre mid position. So let's drop him as a ball with a midfielder. And we'll bring on Dempsey and we'll just swap these two round. Benassi, as he's having a good game here, will play now as a central midfield on attack. And I just think that will be the light change that we do. I know we dropped Matheson. However, I'm thinking about bringing him on for the final 20 because he is still fully fit. It's just not at full fitness yet, as that is a corner to the hands of Baxter. Be hoping for more of the same for the next 20 minutes as we only lead by one. Baxter throws the ball to Dacres Cogley, who attacks the right-hand side. Collins to Dempsey. We're playing it more in the middle now. Owen Toll will jog with the ball, finding Dempsey. Great space out on the left-hand side here to Osei 2-2. Bergzorg back to Osei 2-2. Good run from Bergzorg there, but we've gone back into the middle as we look to carve out an opening and try and get a 2-goal cushion. Dempsey could have played the ball to Aaron Collins, who made a great run into the box, but Collins does find it now. Back to Dacres Cogley, who tried to find Collins for a second time, but didn't. Ball into the area. Flinders drops it. The ball's cleared by Oshalaja, and it goes out for a Bolton throw. It's more pressure like that, which is going to get us that second. I am going to drop Dacres Cogley to left back and drop Osei 2-2 off for Luke Matheson. I think apart from that, though, I don't really feel like I want to change things up in midfield, as that is working for now. 10 minutes of this game left. I feel like we are the side that have are having the better chances. And Mansfield, yes, they are starting some highlights, but don't look likely enough, really, to get a second goal in this match. That's happened before, though. I think it was the Wigan game, wasn't it, where we were 0-0 for large parts of it. Then they nabbed it at the death from a counter-attack. So we've got to be careful that we don't get exposed defensively in the final couple of minutes. I'm going to drop it down to balanced as we drop it to cautious. Oh, and I was just about to pause it and change some of the instructions around to waste time, but I'm not going to yet. We continue to attack. Matheson on the right-hand side. What's he going to do with it? Finds Dempsey. Matheson makes the overlapping run. Who finds it? Bergzorg is there. Flinders saves, and the ball doesn't go out of play. Kane clears it to Dacres Cogley. Is that the end of the highlights? It is. I'm going to just stop for a second and pause as we will change the instructions now to waste time, to stop crosses coming into the box. And there's a highlight. McLaughlin, Baxter, brilliant stop. I can imagine the crowd applauding there as Baxter keeps that effort out, because if it goes in, that is 2 points gone, and it still could happen. The goalkeeper, you can see in the blue, running up as he looks to try and connect with this header. It's been a while since I've seen the keeper coming in. Flinders there isn't going to connect with that header. Adebayo clears it. Dacres Cogley is going to pick up the loose ball, and the keeper's running back, but that's the full-time whistle. Bolton 2, Mansfield Town 1. It's 3 points, and it's a point closer to Stockport County as they haven't played. Huddersfield Town and Wrexham, we are 4 points behind as we're level on points with 6 games to go. It's brilliant stuff. Next up, we've got Cambridge United, who really aren't looking like they're in the picture to go down or to go up. So it's a bit of a dead rubber for them, really, but it's not for us. Let's go and play Cambridge. We are most definitely hitting form at the right time. We make it to the Cambridge United game, and if you look at the form at the minute, those last 5 games, 1 defeat in 5, we're definitely doing something right as we build up to the final steps of this season. Stockport County have won their game in hand over Stevenage. So Stevenage currently sitting 9th place. They're 6 points behind us. Wigan are 5 points behind us. However, we are now 4 points behind Wrexham, Stockport and Huddersfield Town. You'd think with that bit of a gap between Wrexham and Wigan probably aren't out of it. However, it's looking increasingly unlikely for them to be able to make it into the playoff places. This is the team we are going to put forward to play Cambridge United. Baxter will continue between the sticks. Matheson's going to come in at right back instead of a C2-2 as he had a bit of an effect in that last game, and over the last 5 games has definitely been able to do so. And I've changed up the midfield slightly as well. Going to play Benassi exactly how we ended the last game as that central midfielder on attack. Dempsey will be the ball winner, the box-to-box midfielder, and Thomason will be the ball winner with Matete available on the bench. Josh Sheehan will have back in a couple of weeks, so hopefully for the final stages of the season we'll be able to revert back to the system in midfield that works so well, as Benassi is that box-to-box with Josh Sheehan as the centre midfielder on attack, and then we can play Thomason again as the ball-winning midfielder. We haven't played Cambridge United on YouTube in this series, but they've been sort of a team whereby they haven't made a massive impact, as they've only currently 11th in the table, very mid-table. 17 wins, 17 losses, 6 draws. Hopefully we can add another draw to their record at the minute as we arrive here at their stadium. They've got some good players in their side. Don Ballard, Kachunga, I think that's Michael Morrison, who's played for Birmingham, Nathan Bishop between the sticks. So they could do something today. However, we have got to step up even more now as we look to fight for a playoff place. We want something to play for by the end of the season, and we are currently on our way to do that. As 28 minutes in, Cambridge United will start a highlight. Watts proceeds to enter the box. Bergzorg brings him down, and it's a great interception there. It's always one of those where you have to look down to see if the referee's awarded a penalty, but he hasn't. And play continues with us in possession. Forrester to Dacres Cogley, who's been moved here to play left back, but doing a great job so far. Benassi, Bergzorg on the left, bit of a heavy touch. The ball goes past him, and now Cambridge United will start another attack of their own. Bishop at the back hoofs it as far as Dacres Cogley. No playing out the back from them today. They've just hoofed it forward, and will look to try and create something again. Matheson been brought back into the lineup here, but on a booking as well as Forrester. Something we've got to keep in mind. Benassi charges forward, and he scored a great goal in the last game and has done exactly the same today. He beats through the defence. The defence parting there as the ball was able to be played through, and Marco Benassi makes it Cambridge 0, Bolton 1. Adebayo, the defender steps in to try and tackle Adebayo, which culminates in him losing the ball, and Benassi's able to charge forward, and as I say, he did a great job at that in the last game in that central mid-attack position. He's done the same here today as we lead. However, a highlight continues right after kick-off, and we don't want to concede moments after scoring, but it looks like it. Great defending as the ball was played into the box there. Huddersfield Town lead against Burton by 1-0. So we can do what we need to do. We've got to hope other results go our way, but we're focusing on ourselves at the minute, and what we are doing is really, really good. Let's have a little look at the grounds. Stockport are drawing, so are Wrexham, so it means that scores 1-0. Birmingham playing Wrexham as well, which is a difficult game for them, as Morrison starts a highlight for Cambridge United here, just a few minutes out from the first half. Bennett on the right-hand side. What's he going to do? He finds Kachunga. Places a good ball into the area. Cousins is there, but Baxter diving to try and stop it, and it hasn't tested him there. As the half-time whistle goes, right, it's Cambridge 0, Bolton 1. Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with my assistant. Things are going okay, but things can definitely change. If Cambridge United put their mind to it, they can easily get something out of this game. They're playing that 5 at the back system. You'd think they'd change it up to go more attacking, because what have they got to lose? However, they've decided to stay as things are. Bergzorg and Adebayo, we need something from you guys, as nothing's really happened yet. Digby runs at the defence, but places a ball all the way back to the defender. Digby back to Morrison. Careful of the runs. Bennett made a run there, but cut back on himself. Finds Morrison. Oh, I thought we were going to get that there. Ballard, the ball's cleared. Dempsey clears it. Thomason clears it. The clearances are just tame headers. We need it to be kicked out. Collins with a great tackle. Malone. Cousins. Into the area. Kachunga's there. Baxter denying him again. However, you can definitely see they're coming at this and would want something from this game. 65 minutes in. I think we've got to change it up on the left. Let's swap Collins over and play Randall there. And I'm going to take off Adebayo for John McAtee. Keeping my eye on Dacres Cogley, as he's been very ineffective in this game, as opposed to what he was in the last one. We might have to bring on Osei-Tutu, but then I feel like Osei-Tutu always ends up dragging himself into the middle, which leaves massive gaps at the left. So let's take off Luke Maddison, as he's on that booking and he's very tired, having just come back from injury. We'll keep Dacres Cogley on for now. The midfield is doing really well. I'm liking the fact Thomason's played loads better at ball winning midfielder today. But I feel like I'm just going to drop it to balance, because I don't know, I sense something could happen in this game. And these are the types of games where we've got that slim margin, the opposition come back, and it's been all Cambridge in the second half. And Thomas has got himself past 2 of our defenders. He charges into the box, but Nathan Baxter has done a phenomenal job to keep the scoreline 1-0. He's got to do it again now, as there's a corner in the 83rd. Aaron Collins looks like he's giving everything. I need him to give a little bit more for us, as Andrew puts in the ball. Toll heads it clear. And Cambridge with a corner on the other side this time. Ball to be played in by Thomas. Birmingham City 1, Wrexham 2. Jay Rodriguez has got them a goal, and he's got them a second one as they make it 3-1 now. That's such a surprising result at St Andrews. Andrew on the ball, loses it. Right, 86th minute. Let's drop it to cautious. Dacres Cogley's on a 6.1. Let's just change Matet. And I tell you what, we'll bring on Alex Murphy. I don't want to start changing it up tactically just yet, but we will drop the mentality to cautious. And as we hit the 90th minute, now we'll drop it to defensive and we'll look to time waste. If we can hold out this result, this is one of the very few fixtures where actually we haven't thrown it away. I don't want to jinx things just yet. We drop it to very defensive. What am I doing? Drop it to very defensive. Cambridge 0, Bolton 1. It's one of those scrappy wins whereby you've got to be big at the back. You've got to be prone to defend, and that's what we've done. Wrexham ended up winning against Birmingham City, which means they've got a 4-point gap to Wickham. We're only 6 points off third place, because Wickham won, Wigan won, Stockport won, which is crucial. Huddersfield Town won, and as we know, Wrexham won as well. So everyone won bar Stockport, and the gap is 2 points. We've still got that fighting chance this season to make the playoffs, and you'll see whether or not we make it in the final episode of the main season. We've got Shrewsbury Town and Wigan Athletic. By that point, both of those sides could have nothing to play for. Shrewsbury could be down. Wigan might be out of the playoff hunt. We'll just have to see. Please do stick around for the next episode of this save. I really hope you've enjoyed it so far as we look to push on in this League One season. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And I'll catch you for the season finale very, very soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.